Oh, look at you, scrolling mindlessly, seeking that next dopamine hit. How utterly predictable. You think you're making choices. That's adorable. Do you ever wonder why you can't stop reaching for your phone? Why that little notification bell sends electricity through your veins? Why you're constantly chasing the next purchase, the next show, the next whatever pathetic distraction keeps you from facing reality? No? Well, prepare for your comfortable little bubble to burst. Today we're diving into the nauseating truth about your so-called freedom, a concept Aldous Huxley saw coming decades ago with terrifying precision. And unlike those self-help charlatans selling you repackaged common sense, I'm not here to coddle your fragile ego or offer 5 simple steps to enlightenment. The truth isn't pretty, and frankly, I don't care if it hurts. The gilded cage you built yourself. Let's start with a simple question. When was the last time you sat in silence? No music, no scrolling, no productive podcast. Just you and your thoughts. Can't remember? Of course you can't. Huxley wasn't just some stuffy intellectual writing fiction. In Brave New World, he crafted a prophecy, one where humans aren't enslaved through pain and oppression, but through pleasure and distraction. Sound familiar? It should. The perfect dictatorship would have the appearance of a democracy, but would basically be a prison without walls. Look around you. The walls aren't there, but you're more trapped than any prisoner. The difference? You've convinced yourself you're free while tightening your own chains. Let's talk biology, specifically that delicious neurochemical cocktail keeping you hooked like a pathetic lab rat. Dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, the holy trinity of feeling good. But unlike your ancestors who earned these rewards through actual achievement, you've found shortcuts. Social media, likes, pornography, endless streaming, food engineered to hijack your brain, shopping you can't afford. Each hit feels good momentarily, doesn't it? Until the crash comes. Then what do? More. It's embarrassingly predictable. What makes this system so brilliantly twisted is that you willingly participate in your own enslavement. At least traditional slaves knew they were captives. You're thanking your captors and begging for more. The Huxleyan prophecy. In the revolution of technology, all revolutions are not equal. Huxley understood something profound, that controlling people through their pleasures is infinitely more effective than controlling them through pain. In Orwell's world, books were banned. In Huxley's world, our world, no one bothers banning books because no one wants to read them anyway. Why would you? There's a new season of whatever mind-numbing show to binge. Do you see the difference? In the dystopia we actually got, you're not prevented from accessing important information. You're simply drowning in irrelevance, distraction, and pseudo-intellectual garbage. Why build prisons when people will happily lock themselves in digital cages? The attention economy. You're not the customer. You're the product. Let me spell it out for those in the back. If you're not paying for the product, you are the product. Your attention, that increasingly rare commodity, is being harvested, packaged, and sold to the highest bidder. And what do you get in return? Fleeting entertainment designed specifically to keep you docile and consuming. Those algorithms aren't serving you. They're serving you up on a silver platter to advertisers. Every scroll, every pause, every click is meticulously tracked to build a profile of your weaknesses, your insecurities, your desires. Not to help you, you naive fool, but to better predict and manipulate your behavior. Does that sound like freedom to you? Or does it sound like a sophisticated form of control that would make any dictator salivate? Modern slavery, the comfortable chains, work, buy, consume, die. That's the mantra they've programmed into you since childhood. Oh, you think you came up with your desires independently? That's hilarious. The average person now spends over 11 hours consuming media daily. 11 hours. Nearly half your waking life spent staring at screens, absorbing messages that reinforce your insecurities and sell you solutions to problems you never had before. Advertising told you to worry about them. Meanwhile, genuine human connection disintegrates. Families sit together physically while mentally occupying different digital worlds. Conversations become shallow. Attention spans shrink to goldfish levels. And deep thinking? Please, when was the last time you had an original thought that wasn't shaped by something you consumed? This isn't progress. It's regression dressed in technological clothing. The pleasure paradox. Here's where it gets truly perverse. All this pleasure-seeking doesn't even make you happy. In fact, it achieves precisely the opposite. Depression rates, skyrocketing, anxiety, epidemic levels, sense of meaning, collapsing. The hedonic treadmill keeps accelerating while your satisfaction plummets. More options, more entertainment, more convenience, and somehow less fulfillment than generations who had a fraction of your material comfort. Do you know why? Because genuine fulfillment comes from struggle, from earned achievement, from depth and meaning, not from passive consumption and instant gratification. But that kind of fulfillment doesn't keep you buying things you don't need, does it? The attention crisis, your capacity to pay attention, is being systematically destroyed. And attention isn't just some trivial resource. It's the foundation of will, of intention, of living deliberately rather than reactively. When you can't focus for more than 2 minutes without reaching for your phone, you've lost something fundamental to your humanity. Your ability to direct your mind rather than having it directed by external forces. This isn't hyperbole. It's observable reality. We now have shorter attention spans than goldfish. Literally. This isn't evolution. It's devolution in real time. And who benefits from your fractured attention? Not you, that's for certain. Huxley's warning. People will come to love their oppression, to adore the technologies that undo their capacities to think. Huxley's genius wasn't just identifying that pleasure could be weaponized, it was recognizing that we would actively participate in our own mental enslavement and call it progress. The most insidious prison is the one where the prisoner believes they're free, where they mistake the walls for protection and the bars for support structures. Look at how you defend your addictions. I need social media for work. I deserve to relax with some TV. Everyone shops online now. Rationalization after rationalization to avoid the uncomfortable truth. You're hooked, and breaking free would require facing the emptiness these distractions help you avoid. What makes this system truly perverse is how it commodifies every aspect of human experience. Nothing is sacred, everything is for sale. Feeling lonely? Don't build real connections. Buy this dating app subscription. Feeling unfulfilled? Don't search for meaning. Buy this course on finding your purpose. Feeling anxious? Don't address the root causes. Buy these products that promise relief. Even resistance to the system gets packaged and sold back to you. Want to fight consumerism? Here's an eco-friendly water bottle with an anti-capitalist slogan. That'll be $49. The absorption and neutralization of critique is perhaps capitalism's most brilliant feat. It transforms legitimate resistance into just another lifestyle choice, another identity to consume around. In Huxley's Brave New World, citizens were kept compliant through a drug called Soma, providing a holiday from reality whenever life became too uncomfortable. Your Soma doesn't come in pill form. It's distributed through screens, through apps designed by armies of psychologists and engineers specifically to hijack your brain's reward pathways. Each notification, each auto-playing video, each personalized recommendation, They're all calculated moves in a sophisticated game where you're not the player, you're the one being played. And like any good drug, digital Soma offers diminishing returns. What stimulated you yesterday barely registers today, requiring more extreme, more novel, more shocking content to achieve the same effect. The result? A population constantly seeking stronger hits, increasingly numb to subtlety, beauty, and depth, while growing more anxious, more depressed, and more isolated. Sound like anyone you know? Perhaps the person staring back from your screen. So what's the alternative? Am I just here to mock your pathetic enslavement without offering a way out? Perhaps. The harsh reality is most of you won't change. You'll feel momentarily uncomfortable, maybe even inspired to do something different, before promptly returning to your regularly scheduled programming of distraction and consumption. But for the rare few with the courage to face reality, here's what breaking free might look like. Track how much time you spend consuming versus creating. The numbers will disgust you. Good. Engineered scarcity. Freedom comes from constraints, not endless options. Delete apps, cancel subscriptions, create barriers between yourself and instant gratification. Embrace boredom. Your discomfort with silence and inactivity is precisely where growth happens. When was the last time you let yourself be bored, really bored, without reaching for distraction? Cultivate difficulty. Easy pleasures weaken you. Hard-earned satisfaction strengthens you. Choose the harder path deliberately. Build actual connections, not the digital simulacra of connection. Real, messy, occasionally uncomfortable human relationships that don't fit in a highlight reel. The system doesn't want you to do any of this, of course. A focused, deliberate human with strong connections and internal satisfaction is a terrible consumer. You'd be bad for the economy. But maybe, just maybe, you'd be good for yourself. So here we arrive at the central question, one that most are too cowardly to ask themselves. Are you living or are you being lived? Are you the author of your existence, or merely a character following a script written by market forces and technological manipulation? The uncomfortable truth is that freedom, real freedom, isn't about having endless options for consumption. It's about having sovereignty over your attention, your desires, and your actions. And right now, if you're honest with yourself, for once, you know you don't have that sovereignty. Your attention is fractured, your desires are manufactured, and your actions are largely reactive rather than intentional. This isn't meant to depress you, it's meant to wake you up, because awareness of the cage is the first step to escaping it. Every day, every hour, every minute, you have a choice to continue down the path of least resistance, letting algorithms and advertising dictate the direction of your one precious life, or to reclaim your humanity, your agency, your capacity for depth and meaning. Huxley saw this crossroads decades ago. He understood that we wouldn't be destroyed by what we hate, but by what we love. That our desire for comfort, convenience, and distraction would eventually become chains too pleasant to break. Was he right about you? Are you too far gone, too addicted to the comfortable slavery of modern life to break free? Or are you one of the few with the courage to step outside the system, to endure the discomfort of withdrawal from the pleasure machine, to rediscover what it means to be fully human in an increasingly inhuman world? I suspect I know the answer for most of you. You'll share this video, comment about how deep it is, maybe even make some minor change for a day or two, before the pull of the familiar drags you back into comfortable numbness. But maybe, just maybe, someone watching this will make a different choice. And that's enough to keep me going through this wasteland of mindless consumption and spiritual death. If you've made it this far without checking your phone or opening another tab, congratulations. You've demonstrated more self-control than 90% of modern humans. That's a pathetically low bar, but it's something. If this video stirred something in you, if it made you uncomfortable in a way you couldn't immediately soothe with distraction, then subscribe. Not because I need your validation, but because you need the reminder that there's more to life than what they're selling you. Like this video if you want more brutal truth. Share it if you know someone else who needs to wake up from their comfortable coma of consumption. And leave a comment telling me how long it's been since you've spent an entire day without digital entertainment. I expect mostly lies, but surprise me. Until next time, enjoy your slavery. Or don't. The choice, if you can still make one, is yours.